So student, today the topic I want to discuss, it is one of the very fundamental topic of accountancy. Most of the students of accounts would love to understand the topic. What is the questions? The topic is called depreciation. Mostly in class 11 and class 12 in graduations, there are several times students had to answer the questions into the exam based on depreciations. So basically what is depreciation? भाई depreciation होता क्या है? ये तो एक बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण क्वेश्चन है भाई, depreciation होता क्या है? The first thing we need to understand, once we purchase any fixed assets, the assets we utilize for several purposes. Maybe for machinery, maybe asset like machinery, furniture, fixtures, any fixed assets. That's what we utilized for our regular purpose. Most of the office work, most of the companies work. After buying those fixed assets, we utilize it. And due to the course of utilizations, the valuation of the assets being decreased. And it's automatically decreased. We understand, suppose yesterday we bought any new assets, maybe a car, maybe a machinery, maybe a mobile phone. And rightly, if I want to sell the mobile phone just right after purchase, maybe yesterday I purchased, today I want to sell it into the market. So what I found the price of that particular fixed asset is going to getting down. Surprisingly, question comes, sir, why the price is getting down? Is it the product is getting, or rather it's decreasing the valuations? What is the reason behind it? To understand this topic, today I am just making the video or doing the shoot for you guys. And in this class, I'm going to discuss all the detail about the depreciations. So for that reason, I wanted to make you to come to my screen to watch the whole video, enjoy the discussions, and make sure if you like the discussions, then please do like, share and comment, as well as subscribe this channel for video like that. So boys and girls, let's go to the classroom to discuss about this particular topic. Thank you. Few questions are always very important if you really wanted to understand about depreciation account. And I believe if you give your 100% concentrations about those questions, you can easily understand the basic fundamental concept of depreciation account. First question, why depreciation accounting? It's a very normal question. Sir, why we need to calculate depreciation? What are the purpose? And I also believe as a teacher, it is our job to make students understand the applications about this particular chapter. That's what I believe. So that's just because of that reason I wanted to clarify that why depreciation account. Students, try to understand. Suppose I purchase the fixed assets. Maybe this is my plant. Okay. In the year 2005, in my plant, I purchased some machinery. And I use the machinery for the coming 10 years. So after 10 years, in the year 2015, if I want to sell that particular machine in the market, so can I get the same price, the price I purchased the machine? Certainly not. What we found that the price of the machine will going to get decrease, fall down. बस यही तो है फंडा. बस इसी को दिमाग में लगा लो दोस्तों, बस एकदम, और कुछ नहीं. That is the main fundamental of depreciation. By the price of all the machinery, all the fixed assets, except few like land, like gold and jewelry, except those fixed assets, all the assets, their price are usually getting down or rather fall. That is the fundamental perspective of depreciation. I hope I am making sense. And if you not present this into your book of account, means you are misguiding your shareholders. Number one. Number two, it will create difficulty to manage your business for future. So that's why depreciation account, and we all need to maintain it. First question. Second question, very important. Again, why we should charge depreciation only on the fixed asset, not by any current assets? Why? Let me tell you guys why we only need to charge depreciation on the fixed assets, not any current assets. देखो, पहले तो दिमाग में इसको लगा लो कि कोई भी करंट असेट जिसको हम बहुत ही आसान तरीके से very fast we can convert the value of the current assets into liquidity. It means we can easily convert the current asset in terms of monetary value. And basically within a year, if you able to convert the current asset in monetary value, and within a year we usually found, except the inflation or depressions, the market changes, almost the price value is almost going to get same. So usually for current asset, इसी कारण से we only charge depreciation upon the fixed asset, the assets which continue for a long time. This is one of the very reason that we need to calculate depreciation upon the fixed asset, except, say I said, land and gold. Question comes, sir, why not land and gold? Let me tell you, why not land and gold? Let me take a land. First of all, we need to understand from the very old ages to right now also, land is one of the very scarce resource. Since as per the increase of huge population, the growth of human being, the land is day by day became more scarce due to the productivity of the land. Try to understand. And there are a lot of discussions about it. Even there are discussions about Ricardo's theories and all of. We understand the price of the land value are going to get decreased by times and times. The land value are going to get increased by the time. So certainly we have to manage the minimum land for the maximum utilization. For that reason, just because of the scarcity of the land is one of the assets where the depreciation usually not being charged. We need to understand. Second question. It's also a very important question. Is depreciation an accounting assets or liability? First question, income or expenditure? Means the question they actually wanted to know that is this we will going to treat the depreciation under the head of real account, since assets or liability, or nominal account? Let me clarify this. Whether it is real account or nominal account. Let me clarify this. First of all, we need to understand we are charging depreciation upon assets, and because of depreciation accounting कोई भी फिक्स एसेट इसका प्राइस डिक्रीज होता है. कोई भी फिक्स एसेट इसका प्राइस एवरी ईयर डिक्रीज होता है बिकॉज ऑफ द डेप्रिसिएशन. सो सर्टेनली द डेप्रिसिएशन अकाउंटिंग is not an asset. Now the question comes, is this a liability? Since if you think that you have to charge depreciation upon every assets for a time being and it is a burden for you or it is a responsibility for the company, then we can treat it as a liability. There is no doubt. That's why under the double entry system, mostly in the balance sheet, we are reducing the price of depreciation from the asset since it is a provisions, or rather it is a kind of reserve, more like reserve. So we can treat depreciation as a type of liability if it is going to be your responsibility to charge depreciation every year, maybe at any single particular rate, any particular method, but we need to charge depreciation every year, since because of that reason we can treat depreciation as a liability. Now question comes, why this is we need to charge every year? Why? As you said, sir, ki we have to charge depreciation every year. Question come, why? I'll just give you a simple example you better understand. Suppose we purchase an asset today, 1 lakh. And every company is having a certain particular capital structures. They spend out of their particular resource of capital certain money to purchase that asset. We know that the asset's useful life means the asset will sustain. कितना दिन तक टिकेगा? Estimated life, it is 10 years. Very clear. That means after 10 years, the utilizable value of the assets becomes zero. Since if you want to sell the asset, or rather if you want to sell the machinery, just because as a machinery, you can get only ₹0 from the market, nothing else. It's very clear. Now think you are the owner of the company. You spent 1 lakh rupees for machinery. You know that I have an asset of 1 lakh, and every year in balance sheet you are showing 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh, like that. As a shareholder, I am finding that yes sir, company is having asset 1 lakh, 1 lakh, 1 lakh. But in every year, ultimately the valuation of the assets are going to getting down. And after 10 years, it becomes zero. So now you think as a shareholder, I am investing to a company, or rather I am buying share, potentially buying share to a company, expecting that the company is having a wealth, assets, they can give me return, but practically the valuation of the assets are not proper. So it is a misguidance to the shareholders, number one. Number two, even it is a misguidance for the capital holders also, means like that the partners also, the inventors also. Why? Because after 10 years, once the asset valuation becomes zero, मतलब ये asset काम का नहीं है अभी. अब तुम अगर दूसरा वाला एसेट खरीदना चाहोगे, मान लो कि वही एसेट को रिप्लेस करना चाहोगे, so you have already spent all your money to buying that asset, and particularly you not even reserve any fund to manage that you can utilize to purchase the asset after a certain time. It will really difficult sometime for the company to continue their productions without having a sufficient fund that they can manage the asset if the asset is going to become zero in the valuation of the market. As simple as that. So basically for that reason they need to maintain the depreciation account. Need. It is not compulsory, they need to. Unless there are two problems we can face. Number one, from the shareholder or investors, and number two, after a certain time period the particular equity holders also facing the same problem, same challenge. Okay. Now next, is this compulsory for every company to calculate depreciation account? I just answered this question. It is not compulsory. No one can say yes, it is compulsory. But if you are not maintaining your depreciation account, suppose एक छोटा सा ठेला वाला, एक छोटा सा बिजनेस चला रहा है, अब वो कैसे इतना पैसा लौटा पाए, कैसे इतना कैलकुलेशन कर पाएंगे कि भाई हम डेप्रिसिएशन लगाए कि ये लगाए कि वो लगाए? ये तो डिफिकल्ट हो गया ना भाई उसके लिए. वो कैलकुलेट ही नहीं कर पाएंगे कि भाई इतना कैलकुलेशन हम कैसे करेंगे. तो वो उसके लिए नहीं है भाई. अगर तुम एक बड़ा बिजनेस चला रहे हो, यू आर रनिंग अ मैन्युफैक्चरिंग अकाउंट, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कंपनी or rather manufacturing unit, so now if you want to continue your manufacture for a long time, so asset valuation is so important for you. And not only that, we have to calculate depreciation, that's all, done, deal closed. No, right methods and the right percentage of depreciation. Both are very, very, very important for the company. To manage the depreciation account, it is also very important, the right methods. Question comes, sir जी कितना मेथड होता है? होता तो भाई 8-9 मेथड्स है. Even I have students, those who are doing engineering, they are having a papers called engineering accounts. So I have to teach them, there are 7 to 8 methods of depreciation: sinking fund method, annuity methods, discounting factors method. There are a lot of methods, but practically we have to understand the methods which are mostly important in our course of syllabus. One is straight line method. Now there is diminishing balance method. I'll just give you a short brief about the straight line and diminishing. I hope you guys not getting bored by these discussions. Please try to understand, little more concentrate. Straight line method. I just going to wanted to picturize this method in front of you. Just a minute. Suppose this is the particular asset whose valuation is 10,000. Suppose. And the life of the asset is 5 years. Now coming to the question, sir, we know after 5 years the valuation of the asset becomes 0. Not exactly 0. Sometime we are going to getting some residual value or scrap value. Some residual value or scrap value. It's also being a part of this particular calculations. Why? Since after 5 years, 5 साल बाद अगर हम पंखा को नहीं बेच पाएंगे, लेकिन पंखा की जो आयरन है वो तो बिकेगा भाई. पंखा के लिए नहीं बिकेगा. The fan will not be sold into the market because of the fan. No. But we can sell the fan because it is made by iron. Iron might have a cost. It is called scrap value. I might not sell the machine because of the labor, but I can sell the machine because it has some material which is made by iron, copper, steel, something like that. This is what is called scrap value. अगर हम स्क्रैप वैल्यू को हटा दिए तो फिर उसका यूटिलाइजेबल वैल्यू बन जाएगा 0. दैट्स ट्रू. तो बेसिकली आफ्टर 5 इयर्स कोई मशीन का यूटिलाइजेबल वैल्यू अगर 0 हो गया तो यह can we calculate depreciation under the straight line like that कि every year we are charging a same amount, equal amount, थोड़ा सा ज्यादा नहीं, थोड़ा सा कम नहीं, एकदम same slice. Suppose after first year 2000 rupees decrease, after second year again 2000, then again 2000, then again 2000, and then again 2000, finally it becomes 0. This is what is the motto of straight line method. In straight line method, we always charge the depreciation under original cost of the machine. Means the purchase price of the machine. So in some question, if you don't have given any particular formula, I'll just show you the formula. The formula is depreciation is equal to original cost, I'm writing in short, minus scrap value divided by estimated life. Estimated life means how long the machines we can expect it to be utilized for the purpose. This is what is called expected life. अगर ये क्वेश्चन में अगर डेप्रिसिएशन का परसेंटेज नहीं दिया गया है और फिर डेप्रिसिएशन का वैल्यूएशन नहीं दिया गया है, so we can easily calculate by this method. Try to understand. Now you have given percentage, now you can directly charge upon the original cost and you can charge the same depreciation every year by the course of accounting. Bus. Now the last but not the least, it is diminishing balance method. This method is also very important method. Why? Since because we understand any product valuation, any machinery, any fixed assets, any product valuation cannot ever become zero. The first conditions under the diminishing balance method, that we believe the product valuation, the fixed assets valuation cannot be zero. We understand it. The fixed asset valuation cannot ever become zero. First questions. And in every year we believe that, suppose this is the machinery. Let me roughly sketch on it. Suppose this is the machinery. First year depreciation is that. Second year is this. Third year is this. Fourth year is this. Fifth year is this. Sixth year is this. What I try to represent, I wanted to present a pattern. That look at that. Every year the actual amount of depreciation is actually getting reduced in compare with the previous year. Since the percentage is equal, but still the depreciation amount are going to getting reduced in every year. Question comes, why? Even if the percentage is equal, why the valuation of depreciation are getting reduced? Simple answer, brother and sister, that we are not charging the depreciation upon the original cost. So sir, we are charging the depreciation on the right value of the machinery. Right value of the machinery. Now there is a question comes, sir, right value of the machinery? What are you trying to say, right value of the machinery? Is this wrong value? No, not wrong value. Right value means the actual marketable value of the machines. Means value of the machine minus depreciation. सिंपल. प्रोडक्ट का कुछ भी वैल्यू हो, उससे हमको अगर डेप्रिसिएशन निकाल लिए तो फिर आखिर में जाके जो वैल्यू बचता है उसको हम राइट वैल्यू बोलते हैं. एवरी ईयर वी आर कैलकुलेटिंग डेप्रिसिएशन एंड देन कैलकुलेट द राइट वैल्यू मींस द बैलेंस अमाउंट, एंड अगेन नेक्स्ट ईयर वी आर चार्जिंग द डेप्रिसिएशन, अगेन द बैलेंस अमाउंट, अगेन नेक्स्ट ईयर depreciation balance, like that we will continue as long the survival life is continue. This is the most important and valuable method we utilized to calculating depreciation. Number one, straight line method, and number two, diminishing value balance method. And the final, we are almost in the end of the discussions. In the next video I am going to discuss two questions, one individually, and this two question will full of amenities where I can write down losses, profit, selling, amortizations, everything. Okay, make sure you guys please watch those coming series, And if you really like the discussion the way I did, please appreciate the way you can. You can like, share, subscribe the channel. If you really like the video, please. Last question. How do you calculate under double entry system? Not calculate, I just cut down the term. How can we maintain the depreciation account? First of all, you need to understand, as I said, we can treat depreciation as liability as well as expenses. On the behalf of liability, the first thing, we have to deduct the depreciation from the fixed assets in the asset column. And as far as expenses, we have to write down the amount of depreciation in the profit and loss account debit side. Because in the other hand, depreciation is a reserve fund. If you wanted to save money from the part of profit, it will reduce your net profit. So obviously we have to write down the amount of depreciation as we write the other expenses into the profit and loss account debit side. We have to write down the depreciation also in the profit and loss account debit side. I hope student you guys can easily understand the whole concept. If you really wanted to take a screenshot, you can take what I am presenting in front of you, all the discussions. I would like to finish the discussion with this note. Save life and spread informations to everyone. Thank you to attending the class. I will very soon update the next video. Thank you everyone.